what we're doing today is we are going to do some lima beans that we found in the garden. We just found them. They just like, wow, there's lima beans in our garden. Let's go pick them, okay? Actually, we planted lima beans, of course. A new variety. We were very interested in weeding them back there. And Diana helped me pick the lima beans, and she is helping me shuck the lima beans. And you'll notice that these legumes are of a more large variety. Here, I'm going to, there, now I can see better. This is what we've been getting. This is typically what you get in the store. So what you get in the store, what you get in our garden. Here, we look now. So, store-bought variety, garden variety. Yeah, that's what we've got here so far. So we had this container from here all the way to the top full of these floating beans that we have. They're just floating in midair. They were very difficult to pick because of the floatiness of. Wait a minute! Hey, you got a string on that? What is that? How are you doing that there? I thought they were the floaty beans. We had to go jump around and try and find them and pick them and catch them in the air. And so this is what we've gotten so far. As you can see, it's a little bright. Adjust, camera, adjust. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Now, I am going to go and take some more pictures and interlace the pictures, the photos, the images, still images, with this video. Is this thing on? Okay. So we're just going to do some legumes. Maybe I'll do a little time lapse with this too.
Okay.
Slightly damaged. Oh, we can't eat the damaged ones. No, we have to be perfect.
They don't have to be perfect.
What? What are you saying?
This one has 2 dents in it.
Dents? Sometimes they try and attack you. Or
like
escape.
that.
I had one, he shot right out, poof, hit me here, jumped off my hand and did a nosedive right onto the floor. He started to scamper across the floor. It took me 20 seconds to try and catch him. They don't have legs, they don't go very fast. But he was crafty, that's why it took so long.
Ah, it's a balancing act.
Hang on. Okay. That could be a new poster. We use, instead of that little kitten that says hang in there, we'll use legumes. I think that could be a big fit.
You don't know who's listening to that.
What?
Or were they?
Or were they?
That was creepy. Look. That's why it took him so long to catch him. All I was doing was making it look like it was floating with a string, and he was just chasing it. And I was like, you know what, I'll just let him have it.
They don't need to know that I was rolling around on the floor like some kitten playing with a ball of string. Oh, is that thing on?
Wow.
Beans!
Yeah, sometimes they just jump out and roll on the floor, laughing that you can't catch them. And then you finally catch them. And then they're like, oh man, I thought you couldn't catch me.
They have little bean laughs. Actually, beans, their language sounds a lot. Oh. Stop that! Sounds a lot like bean language, whether it's laughing or talking. It sounds a lot like passing gas. So, just so you know. That's why guys, after eating beans, just sitting around the table and you hear them going, it's not the guy's fault. No, not at all. It's the beans communicating. Hey, what are you doing? I'm over here. Where are you? They're trying to find each other because they lost communications because they were so close at one time and now they're not because they're, you know. So that's why it's not the guy's fault for passing gas. The beans' fault. Okay. Now you know. See? Secret life of beans. Now sometimes you get this, okay, where they're normal size and they get this little one here who just, he's just, you know, the runt of the litter. But you know what I say? In the pot you go. Now you might be wondering, what are we gonna do with all of these Lima beans? I don't stop playing with them. I don't know what we're gonna do with them.
Little baby.
Wife said, grow some. I grew some. No, I'm not. Wait, that didn't sound right. That didn't come up. Okay.
He grew some.
Hey! Don't be rude to your father. What we're going to do is the wife, who, as you can see, is not here at the moment. She's doing laundry. So, okay, enough with the floating bean.
I like the first time.
See what I gotta put up with here?
You see what I have to put up with.
So we're going to, the wife was thinking of making a nice beef barley soup, or stew, in the crock pot. And these would be, of course, a big feature of it. And since these are so large, they can be a little, not tough, but dry, as you might say. We've noticed that ours do tend to be juicy. It rained really heavy yesterday, so we picked them today. That was close. Someone cut me in the face again. So they're nice and tender. But we'll put them in the pot. And they will soak for hours. Very cute. Yes. It looks like Richard Nixon. So, I have no idea. She has no idea who that is, but that's what he looks like. Anyway.
It has a bean inside a bean.
It has a what?
It's a bean inside a bean.
A bean inside a bean?
It's a bean inside a bean.
Oh, a bean inside of another bean. Oh. You'll have to excuse us. We have the sickness. Nothing too serious, just enough to make you feel miserable for a week or two. You know.
Inside a bean. Wait.
There you go. Right there. Perfect. That just makes the shot. There you go.
You probably won't see that.
But we're all down with it. Diana had soccer on Saturday, and since she's 10 after July 31st, or I say before July 31st of this year, she's not allowed to play in U10. Right, she's not allowed to play U10, which is, the U stands for under 10. She would have to jump up to under 11. Well, Diana decided that she doesn't want to play soccer anymore. But since some of her friends joined came onto the soccer team because she was there and it was kind of a big fun, friendly thing. Diana knows that stop that. Diana knows that she needs to go to like practices. She can practice with them. She just can't play games. So she can go practice, and it helps. It helps. And she has fun. She gets some exercise. Most importantly, though, the most important part about her going to soccer practice is the fact that her mother and father get to interact with the parents of the other children, which is a lot of fun. So that's a big reason. But Diane has a lot of fun too, because the kids are into Pokemon now, trading cards. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you may have actually been into it in your youth. And others are sitting there going, ew, how lame. So, it doesn't matter. You like what you like, right? Delicious. Okay, and fast. Delicious and fast. These beans are fast.
Lima bean. Oh, I gotta do something.
Last one.
Juicy.
Juicy. So anyway, we went to the game on Saturday. She couldn't play, but we watched it. It was pouring when we got there. It only drizzled during their game, so that was good. They won 5-1, so that was great. And it's all because Diana didn't play. I'm teasing. Diana does pretty good. Even the coach said so. The coach of the U11 really wanted her to come up to U11 and play up there.
His name is Mr. Vito.
He's also the gym teacher at school. Nice guy. Really into winning. But she went to the game, they won, but the chilly weather made what we have worse. So we're home. I get these bursts of energy, hence the lagoons. Ooh, it's so bright! It's so bright! I can't. Oh, they're falling out. So.
Now can I play with
Pardon me. Yes, play with them now.
Yay.
We're gonna wash them, of course. She's played with them. So, we're sick. We have these bursts of energy. During these bursts of energy, we go and do things like this. And then, towards the end, we're feeling really, really bad. We will go and sit down somewhere else and relax a bit. Legumes! Delicious. Lima beans. Now, you're probably wondering, I can't use all those lima beans all at the same time. Can I freeze them? Yes, you can freeze many types of beans and legumes, and it's really not that difficult. And if you can do it when they're fresh, right after you pick them, that is the best time. They will taste so much better than they would if you bought them in the store. Even in the fresh vegetable section, the ones you grow at home, nothing to compare. So what we're going to do is quick show you the easiest way to freeze your beans. And I keep looking at the screen instead of you, sorry. So what we're going to do, now that the daughter has walked in here, is I'm going to show you. Rinse your beans, okay? After you've shucked them, you saw us do that. Rinse your beans. I actually already rinsed them. I made sure all the dirt was off. So rinse your beans. We have this handy thing here. It's really nice. Then get yourself a pot and put the beans in. That. And pop it. Fill the pot with water. Take a pot. It's a large pot, move it to your large burner. And these, what you're going to do is going to boil them, since these are a little large, 4 minutes. I would say for these larger size beans. 4 minutes is good boiling. Bring them to a boil. So boil the beans for 4 minutes. Reason being is there are enzymes in all vegetables pretty much that will start the breaking down process, and this heating action will kill those enzymes, keep them from breaking the vegetables down. And they have boiled for 4 minutes, and put them in. Let them drain a bit. I mean, look at that color. Look at that green color there. That is so lovely. Ooh, and hot, 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 hot. Now that that's done, we're going to put them in ice water. Ice cubes. If you have more ice cubes, get more ice cubes. Get nice cold water. Okay, just so you know, okay, if you had to use ice cube trays and get ice cubes, always refill the ice cube tray and put it back in the freezer. Okay, that is a very important rule. If you took the ice cubes out, make sure you fill it back up and put it back in there. Don't leave one ice cube in the ice cube tray thinking, hey, there's still an ice cube in there, I don't have to fill it up. Take the ice cube out, or fill the others. No, don't fill the other partitions, because if someone goes tap, 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 oh, they're frozen, takes them out and then turns it over, it's going to be a mess and you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So take that last ice cube, whether you need it or not, fill the tray, put it back in there, okay? Okay, some of you just said 2, don't leave 2 in there. Don't be smart, okay? Most people like at least 3 ice cubes in their drinks, beverages, whatever. If there's less than 3 in the tray, refill it. Okay, that's my public service announcement for the day. And the rule of thumb for putting them in the ice water, leave them in the ice water, for as long as you had them in the boiling water. So leave them in here for like 4 minutes. If you did your beans for 3 minutes, of course leave them in for like 3 minutes. That's just a rule of thumb. If it's longer, don't worry about it. But that's an easy rule to remember. Boil for 3, chill for 3. Boil for 4, chill for 4. All right. Now that our lima beans have chilled for 4 minutes, we will go ahead and drain them for a couple of minutes, just like that. Now, in some places of the world, they call these broad beans. So, if you're watching from one of those places, you know that these are broad beans. I call them lima beans. Let these drain for just a minute or 2, and then we will put them in bags. And I will show you. Since I don't have a vacuum sealer, if you have a vacuum sealer for your bags, then that's a good thing to do. You can do the put them in the bag for vacuum sealer. Try and do them in serving sizes. Like if you have 3 people for dinner and with 3 servings, about a handful I would say is good for a serving. Put those servings in a bag, vacuum seal it, put it in the freezer. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, I'm going to do something for that in a minute because I don't have it. What I've done is I have a large gallon Ziploc bag here, and I have 2 smaller Ziploc bags you might use for sandwiches or something like that. Now these are the freezer bags. I highly suggest using the freezer bags when freezing things. They're a little thicker. They do help to reduce freezer burn. I have something to scoop them into the bags, and this is going to help us get the air out of the bag, as much air as possible. Now you'll see I'm using an orange straw because it is fall and close to it's a fall color, so when in when you're doing this in the fall, use an orange straw because that's a color that reminds us of fall, and I think it's a law that you have to use color coordinated utensils for any seasonal activities like freezing your legumes and things like that. Now I have my legumes here, all ready to go. See, they're still in a pot draining as I do this, and then of course a bowl to put the bag in, and if any fall out, they fall into a nice clean bowl, a blurry bowl, but they don't fall onto the table or the floor, hopefully, unless they try to escape. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do, is get some of these legumes into a bag. There's like a serving. There's 2 servings. And there's 3 servings. Because there's 3 of us. I do that. And that's a goodly amount right there. Of course, you can combine bags. You don't have to use all of them in the bag. Now what I'm going to do is slowly pinch, zip, all the way over here, leave and suck the air out as much as possible. Pinch the straw just before you pull it out, and then of course I will leave these bodies flat, move to the side, and get the next bag ready. These 3 bags, and I put these 3 bags into the larger one, and this gives it a little extra protection. You don't have to vacuum seal the larger one. I do press some of the air out and zip it, and then I'll put that in the freezer. They'll freeze up and you can use those anytime you want. And that's pretty much it. And remember, always use your color coordinated seasonal straw. Hello, Diana. So that is the bagging part, and we are all done until we make some beef barley soup. They came to your fingers. All right, thanks everyone, and we'll see you later. Bye.